Hello, hello, and welcome back to our 24 days till Christmas. So we're reading a chapter a day of Luke. I don't exactly know how to title it on the channel thing, but we're going to continue on. So today is the 7th of December, so we're going to do Luke 7. All right, here we go. Oh, it's with the centurion. I was just thinking about this earlier. Okay. Now, when he had ended all these sayings in the audience of Capernaum, in the audience of the people, he entered into Capernaum. And a certain centurion's servant who was dear to him was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Jesus, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and heal his servant. And when they came to Jesus, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy for whom he should do this, for he loves our nation, and he has built us a synagogue. Then Jesus went with them, and now when he was not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him, Lord, trouble not yourself, for I am not worthy that you should enter into my roof. Whether neither I thought myself worthy to come unto you, but say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I also am a man set under authority, having me soldiers. And I say to one, Go, and he goes, and to another, Come, and he comes, and to my servant, Do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard these things, he marveled at them, and turned about and said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And they all sent, returning to the house, found the servant whole that had been sick. And it came to pass the day after that he went into a city called Nain, or Nan, and many of the disciples went with him, and much of the people. Now when he came nigh to the gate to the city, behold, there was a dead man carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow. And much people of the city was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her, and said unto her, Weep not. And he came and touched the bier, and they that bare him stood still. And he said, Young man, I say unto you, arise. And he that was dead sat up and began to speak, and he delivered unto him to his mother. And there came a fear on all, and they glorified God, saying that a great prophet is risen up among us, and that God has visited his people. And this rumor of him went forth throughout all Judea, and throughout all the region round about. And the disciples of John showed him all these things. And John, calling unto him two of his disciples, sent them to Jesus, saying, Art thou he who should come, or do we look for another? And when the men were come unto him, they said, John Baptist has sent us unto you, saying, Are you should come, or will you look for another? And in the same hour he cured many of their infirmities and plagues, and of evil spirits, and so many that were blind gave you sight. Then Jesus answering said unto them, Go your way, and tell John what things you have seen and heard. How the blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor the gospel is preached unto. And blessed is he whoever shall not be offended in me. And when the messengers of John were departed, he began to speak unto the people concerning John. What were you out in the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind? Or what were you out to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, those who are gorgeously apparelled, live delicately, are in the king's courts. But when you went out to see a prophet, yea, I say unto you, more than a prophet. This is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before your face, which shall prepare the way before you. For I say unto you, among those that are born of women, there is not a greater prophet than John the Baptist. But he that is in the least of the kingdom of God is greater than he. And all the people that heard him and the publicans justified God, being baptized with the baptism of John. But the Pharisees and lawyers rejected the counsel of God, being against themselves, being not baptized of him. And the Lord said, Whereunto shall I liken this men of this generation? And whatso are they like? They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace, and calling one to another, and saying, We have piped unto you, and you have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and you have not wept. For John the Baptist came, eating bread nor drinking wine, and you said he has a devil. The Son of Man has come eating and drinking, and you say, Behold, a gluttonous man and a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of all her children. And one of the Pharisees desired him that he would eat with him. And he went down to the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew not Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisees, or she knew that when Jesus sat at the Pharisee's house, brought in an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with her tears, and to wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now when the Pharisee which had bidden him saw it, he spake with himself, saying, This man, if he were a prophet, would have known who and what man or woman this is that touches him, for she's a sinner. Why didn't they just kick her out? Oh, I'm just thinking. And Jesus answering said unto him, Simon has somewhat to say unto you. And he said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one owed 500 pence, and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, they frankly forgave them both. Tell me therefore, which of them shall love him most? And Simon answered and said, suppose that he to whom he forgave most. And he said to him, thou hast rightly judged. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, see thou this woman? I entered into your house, and you gave me no water for my feet, but she has washed my feet with her tears, and wiped them with the hairs of her head. You gave me no kiss, for this woman since the time I came in has not ceased to kiss my feet. My head with oil has thee did not anoint, but this woman has anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto you, her sins, which are many, are forgiven. For she has loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, your sins are forgiven. And they sat at meat with him, began to say with themselves, who is this that forgives sins also? And he said to the woman, thy faith has saved thee. Go in peace. So that was chapter 8. Whew. To summarize it, we had the centurion, trying to reach out to Jesus, a Gentile, doing that, and the Jews who normally stand against Jesus were actually like, no, do this, which is always an interesting thing to me. I have a theory about the centurion, but I'll leave that for another thing. And he raised a widow's son, and talk about to John's disciples about the things about people being healed and everything. Are you will come, or we will come, or another? And then he into the Pharisee's house. His name was Simon, and they had this thing with a woman, which I don't know why they just thought of it. Like, why wouldn't Simon have the woman thrown out if she was whatever type woman they thought she was? And they didn't. They let her in, and she did what she did, and Jesus saw her faith and everything. So that's the summary of chapter 7. I hope you join me again tomorrow as we continue through the series for chapter 8. All right, see you tomorrow. Goodbye.